People, welcome back to the farm at Freewarden. I never told you guys what I did with Bread, but Bread had been ripping out the fence and he's been just causing all sorts of problems. Our go-kart's back, that's what's going on in the background there. You may have seen our oldest there driving it with our middle child. Our oldest just got glasses. Apparently the world has been blurry and fuzzy for her for who knows how long, and she thought that was just normal. Mrs. Freewarden took her in to get her eyes checked and found out that she's nearsighted, which means she can't see stuff far away. And that was the first clue that we had, because Mrs. Freewarden and the kids were going down to the pasture and they found that Hadassah couldn't see as far as they could. She couldn't see the chickens running up to greet them. So all sorts of things, you know, she's just been missing out on here on the farm. I don't know for sure, but it seems like so far Hadassah is much happier now that she's got her glasses and she can see. She can read the subtitles on the screen when we're watching a show or something. She can see the chickens running up to greet them when they're going out to the pasture. So she is getting to kind of experience stuff that we've all been experiencing on the farm here and not realizing she wasn't experiencing. She's been experiencing it kind of for the first time now. But we're down here with our two rams, and this is Fred over here, our white ram, and then our tan ram there is Bread. Now, Bread is the problem ram who's been ripping out our fences. So there are a couple solutions that I came up with. We could band his horns, but I couldn't find bands to band his horns, and that wouldn't have taken care of the problem right away. That's about, you know, maybe a month at the least, but maybe a 3-month process at the most to have those horns fall off. Fred is not a problem like Bread is. What Bread has been doing is been getting his horns caught in the fence. I don't think he's doing it on purpose. He's been getting his horns caught in the fence and tearing it out, and then all the sheep get out. So the other solution that I had was we could just get rid of Bread. We could butcher him, but he is currently the only viable ram that we have. Fred is not, and that's the other reason. There's two reasons we have Fred here. Fred is company, and Fred is also, he has an infection in his pizzle, which he could then pass on to the females, which that's not such a big deal. Females recover no problem in a couple of weeks, but that could be then transmitted to Bread. So it's a disease or an infection that is passed through the mating process, through the breeding process. They could become infected with it. Fred is recovering. Since we've separated him out from the females, he is recovering. Bread is not infected that we can tell so far. He looks just fine. You can tell because it swells up really big. It looks like a big ball hanging from their belly. So the third and final solution for Bread was to just separate him out from the rest of the sheep. And we know that this stuff, the Premier One Electrostop fencing here that we have them in, Bread has only torn this up. He's only torn the fence out like this once. This is the solution that we decided on for now. Bread and Fred separated. Bread has been breeding all the females down there as far as we can tell, so they're probably all bred and good to go. They've probably all, we'll have lambs here in the next 5 months or so, give or take a little. We should have some lambs. Now that Bread isn't going to be a problem, I want to go back and try the 2-line paddock again. That has been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and it's just been so frustrating because we haven't done it right in the past, or when we have done it right, Bread rips the line out and all the sheep get out. So we are going to go ahead and take care of that today. We're gonna move the sheep. we're gonna get them in their paddock and we're gonna see how that goes. We're actually gonna move them, jump ahead a little bit here. As we're looking out into the pasture, you can see the hay rack right there. You can see our center post right there. And then that, of course, is the mobile chicken mansion. We're gonna come from that post all the way right up along here to that T-post right there. And that's where we're gonna connect up. So then when we do drive out, we're gonna drive straight out towards that post, go just to the right of it, and then we'll take a left over to where the pigs are right there and we need to feed them. And then the chickens, we're gonna move them this way, closer to us. Another big reason why we need to get the sheep back in their paddock is because they come down here and they eat all of our chicken feed before the chickens get their feed. Otherwise, you know, we don't let that happen, but we have to stay down here until they're done eating their feed. Otherwise, the sheep come over. See, they're coming over right now. They know what's up. They know there's good stuff over here, so we'll keep an eye on them. They're gonna sneak around that side of the Kubota. Yep, there they are. Nope, get out of here. Go on. Go on, get out of here. They know that we don't mess around when we're chasing them off from that feed if they don't leave, which I don't like to do because then that makes them scared of us, but we also can't have them eating. If the grain isn't good for them, that's just gonna, all that grain is gonna really do is two things. It's gonna help them grow horns and help them grow hooves. And I'd rather not clip horns and hooves if I don't have to, like the problem with that we got with Bread. Now, these are all polled sheep, so I don't think they'd start growing horns necessarily, but the genetics are there. I mean, Bread is supposed to be polled, but the horns came through anyhow. There we go, folks. We are done. Sheep are in the paddock. They've got their shade. Down a little further, they got their water. Hopefully they stay in here this time. We put them up right along here because I want them to eat this grass. So I figured, hey, if they're camped out here anyway, maybe the easy access stuff that they don't necessarily like the most, they'll go after that. We'll see how it goes. It's kind of embarrassing. Honestly, it's kind of embarrassing. I'd rather not admit how many times that we've failed trying to get them to stay in a paddock, but this is real life and we try to show the positive as well as the negative. I'm very hesitant to say that I think this will work because it seems that's what I've said every time. I think this is gonna actually work this time, and then it doesn't. You know, like the next morning we find all the sheep are out. They will intensively graze this portion. We will rotate them in a clockwise pattern around the pasture starting from here now. We skipped a good portion here, but that's because I did end up mowing this down. They're all the way down there in that corner there. The tip of the wedge. Probably down there to get some water. I just filled that up for them, so they're just exploring and learning the boundaries of their new paddock. I'm sure that they're a little upset that they can no longer go over and be with the chickens, which they really seem to enjoy that, but Chickens need their own space, and the sheep have been really tearing up the chickens area over there, so we're gonna let that rest and not have any more animals on that once we move the chickens in a couple of days here. One big job done. Sheep are happy. I'm happy that they're happy. It's all, you know, it's all great. We'll see how this works. There's no guarantee that they're gonna stay in there this time. Bread isn't in there to rip out the fence, and that's the important thing. As long as Bread isn't in there to rip out the fence, then I don't think that we're gonna have any fence breaking problems. The only thing that might happen is we could have sheep decide to go under or jump over. I'd be really surprised if that's the case. Here's hoping that this is the end of our sheep escaping the paddock problems. Yeah, these guys basically just hang out in this corner ever since we moved them here. I think that they know the females are just over there. And so they're not super happy that they're here alone or together without any females. Thank you so much for coming along on this hot, sticky, muggy. It's been a good day though. We got a lot done, and the sheep are where they need to be, and I'm happy so far. We'll see how it goes. Thank you for coming along on this journey with us. Until next time, don't forget to stay safe. Hug somebody. God bless you. Everything's gonna be okay. Peace.